good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, says nobody ever. It is Monday, April the 13th, 2026. I'm Manila Chan. That's Ted Rall. You're tuned into the Ted Manila Information Show, TMI Show for short, because we obviously bring you way too much information. We do it live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So please be sure to hit the like, the follow, the share, the subscribe button, all that good stuff to help the show continue to grow. Just as I think I finally maxed out growing, Ted. I know people, I'm on baby watch. The water can break anytime. Could be live on air. Don't know.
That'd be exciting. Wait,
did
it happen to you in previous events? In your previous event?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even fit in the frame. So there it is.
Wow.
Anytime now. Any freaking
She's
time
ready
now.
to blow.
She's ready to blow. And let me tell you, since I'm unable to breastfeed this time, right? Given the whole double mastectomy thing. I mean, I regret not being able to do that for her, but at the same time, I'd be lying, Ted, if I didn't say kind of stoked that I can, immediately, if I wanted, have a cigarette, have a martini.
Which you may want.
Oh, thank God that's over. just scoot on out of the hospital, just bum cigarette from somebody outside on the sidewalk, just
from another mom.
IV. Just be like, oh, thank God that part, God, labor, man. Right? Am I right? Yes. That's
hilarious.
I would be lying if I didn't say that I'm kind of really considering that.
That's kind of depraved, but okay. I mean, it is and it isn't.
Like, when does Manila get some Manila time?
Well, you're having another kid, so apparently in 18 to 22 years.
That's true. I will be 63 at high school graduation.
That terrifies me. That idea. Yeah.
Right? Like, I'd be older than you right now, and your son's
67 at college. 67. Mm-hmm.
Because your son's almost out of college, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you're not 63 yet. So, I mean, I'll be older than you when she graduates high school. I don't
It's like, whoa.
All right. So there's that. Anyway, some honorable mentions for news. Obviously, I mean, I know you and JT talked about a lot of the geopolitical stuff, and there's some that's all international. Some local to the U.S. honorable mentions. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's home.
I love this story.
Hit with a Molotov cocktail. It was apparently the suspect, the same guy, was arrested also after he had appeared at the company's San Francisco headquarters and then threatened to burn it down. So, really smart guy, obviously.
Genius. There's more to Sam Altman. You heard the second part, right? Or I guess this is the third part, or the
No, I didn't go that far into it.
Oh, his home was attacked again last night by two other people who fired guns at his house.
Wait. Yeah. So he doesn't live in like a Mark Zuckerberg like compound, like.
Well, you can shoot at a compound, right? I mean.
Yeah, I know, but you can't really get to Mark Zuckerberg's house because it's like.
Yeah, there's 11
fortified with like 20 other houses in front of it.
There's 11 of them. I looked this up recently.
Mark Zuckerberg's house?
Yeah, Zuckerberg has he cobbled together 11 properties with 11 houses.
He bought like the houses across the street, like gated.
He also made a school, his own private Zuck school.
I know. Where you do all the brainwashing.
Named after chickens. It's literally
that's where you do all the brainwashing happens, and I think
it's not creepy at all or weird.
That's not weird at all. A private Zuck school.
Yeah,
they probably trade Zuck bucks. Yeah, so you can't. So Sam Altman doesn't live in one of these like ultra rich guy compounds, like.
Apparently not. No,
it's just like a nice house in San Francisco. Which,
now,
nice house in San Francisco.
Sam, I want to be very clear. Now that you've restored me to ChatGPT after I was banned for years, it wasn't me shooting at your house. I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't.
We can, some of us can vouch for where you were at least between Friday and Monday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't me. And also, I do, honestly, I do everything I can to avoid going to San Francisco. So
yes, that's true.
Yeah. The only exception to that rule would be to visit Amoeba Records. But there is one in Los Angeles, so it's no longer necessary to go to San Francisco.
Go to Hollywood for that one, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Robbie says there's an ad, but he went to grab a coffee, so we'll deal with that when it comes back.
I'm guessing it's probably an ad for coffee.
And
by the way, the thing about that ad is, don't you think probably the 1,000 units are gone by now? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I would think so, unless it's really poorly selling. That
yeah, we're not doing a good job here, Manila.
We're not doing a good job hawking the 1775 coffee if you're still on the 1,000 units.
Or is it like always the same? Is it always another 1,000? And like 1,000 units just dropped and another 1,000?
Oh, that's true. Maybe they only batch them in 1,000 units.
Yeah, that could be.
Maybe that's what the ad means. I don't know. But either that or I'm just willing to bet that the ad copy is outdated and no one's bothered. No one's cared to update it.
Yeah.
Although I wish they would. Okay, Robbie's back. Robbie can go ahead and put that ad up if it's still there. If it's coffee. We just kind of knocked it. But
no, the coffee's good according to Robbie.
Right. But the ad
and Robbie's clearly a fully caffeinated human being.
Oh, yes.
There's no question. No one has any question about that.
I want caffeine, Ted.
Oh, wait, you're not allowed to drink coffee?
I mean, you have to have very limited coffee when you're pregnant. Especially on the early first few weeks.
Okay, so I shouldn't say this, but
because it can give you the
TMI
jitters
show, so I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Manila, look, early generation X and boomers, the moms they be chain smoking, they be drinking scotch like starting at 2 in the afternoon.
True.
Like, highballs morning, noon, and night.
That's true.
I mean, I don't understand key parties.
Those women are having martinis as they're hosting at their house. Like, yeah, I know. I don't
get it. All right, adds up.
I don't know. Most of you guys turned out okay, I guess.
I mean, it might be why we have a lot of tartary in our generation.
The early Gen X, and I'm the latter Gen X, so that's when they were like, oh, no more smoking. By the time Carter rolled around, it was like,
I mean, it is a little, I will say, you know what this is? It's very American, and then you have to read the ad. It's so American to be like, you cannot have even a single drop of wine or your child will be born deformed. Like, it's like,
no sushi for you.
This is like,
cannot eat sushi.
It's one size fits all. You know what it is? It's like the truth is, of course you can drink a glass of wine every day while you're pregnant. Nothing will happen. That's called being French. Like the problem is like the drunken whores who are drinking like a gallon of like whiskey every fucking day. And of course their kid turns out to be like an idiot and like ends up on Trump's cabinet. I mean, that's the issue. And like, so, but because we are not able to be like, have no more than X amount per day.
I know.
We have to just be like, not a single drop for you, shrine. Anyway.
Okay.
Please.
We got to go. Okay. All right. So we were right. It is, the first advertiser is 1775 coffee.
Of course.
So if you still haven't tried 1775 coffee, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, that smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy with laser focus, sans the crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Plus, you'll also get a gold spoon clip because freedom ain't scooped with plastic. And a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Plus, that black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, all yours for $99. This is for all of you who've been watching 1775 blow up here on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Producer Robbie, that's his go-to. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio. and grab your starter kit before they're all gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. All right. So, yeah. Rob, if you ever talk to the Rumble people, you got to ask them about this ad. Like, are the units moving? Are you still on your first batch of 1,000?
Yeah. Put on
We're
Robbie.
not-
Tell Robbie, because he talks to them.
We're not doing too. If they're really on that first batch of 1,000, we're not doing good selling.
Yeah, we're
their
not
coffee.
doing a bad job for them.
Well, I actually got blackballed by my people over at Rumble. They unfriended me.
Did you?
They unfriended me on
asked too many
X,
things?
and well,
Really?
because
You asked too many things.
well, I have this really unfortunate tendency of saying things that are true, even if it's offensive. And Rumble's search algorithm sucks. It's like Google back in 2010. The SEO is trash. You can search for things by titles. I mean, it more often than not doesn't show up. I have on my Rumble channel, I have 1,200 videos and streams. If you do a search for, say, Mortal Kombat 1, 2 of my videos show up. Their search sucks, and I pointed that out. It's like, so the reason why you have the problem with discovery is because your search engine is a steaming pile of crap, and they did not like that. So,
Well, as
So
you
maybe
guys
they
know,
should fix
Robbie
it
is quite
instead
the
of being a
wordsmith.
bunch of gay boys. But all right.
well, I mean,
Well, you got to be nice to them. They're Canadian.
fuck them.
No, Canadians are really passive aggressive people, though.
I know. That's maybe that's why they didn't appreciate Robbie's forthcomingness.
Well, the
Shocking.
I mean, this is what I honestly don't understand about corporate America and government and everything else. To fix a problem, you first have to be willing to identify what the problem is.
Yeah.
And if you're not able to do that because you have someone whispering in your ear telling you how great something is, when really it's a steaming pile of crap, it never gets better. And if you want Rumble to succeed like I do, and I want them to break YouTube, then you have to tell them, your search engine is a steaming pile of horse crap, and you need to fix it.
I know
So-
we're not the only ones that have noticed the ad copy saying the same thing for like the past 9 months, and it's like, have you guys not moved 1,000 units? Like,
Oh no, they
like,
have.
they
Listen,
must have. I mean, it just can't.
I buy lots. I could be the largest consumer of 1775 coffee. I mean, for example, my wife got me this. Let's see if I can show it here to y'all.
What does that say?
Doing dad shit.
Doing dad shit.
And so, speaking of my wife, I told Ted about this before deprogramming on. Now go away. This is completely unrelated. My wife left Kalispell to go to Seattle because her mom she's had 3 strokes now. She's not doing well.
Jesus Christ.
At
She's
all.
in Seattle or Atlanta?
Well, Kizzy's mom is in Atlanta. So naturally, you have to go to Seattle to get to Atlanta because you have to go the wrong way to go the right way.
Oh.
There's only one flight once a day going from Seattle to Atlanta.
Okay.
Last night, her flight got canceled.
That's actually really surprising because those are 2 very large airports.
Very much
Yeah.
so. Kizzy's stuck in Seattle since 9:00 last night. She'll be there till 8:30 tonight before she's able to fly. And that's assuming they can find a pilot because they got there to Seattle yesterday. There was no pilot that was able to fly them. The United States is quickly becoming a third world joke. It is a pathetic excuse of a nation.
We always talk about how they're short, right? So, all right, they're short on
Maybe they need to import some Haitians because they do jobs Americans can't do, like fly planes.
Well,
And they can cook up some cats and dogs in the galley.
Well, I mean, that will lower the.
I was
that
going
will
to go
lower
towards
the
the
price
Saudi
of the food.
9/11 joke, but I don't think that'll go over too well right now.
Hey, Rumble, go ahead.
We got to move on.
I've not heard this joke. Tell me, Rumble.
Go.
Who cares?
Robbie, it
We'll
writes
be on
itself.
YouTube later.
No, it won't.
It writes itself.
I
If
post
you
them
want,
to YouTube.
if we're short on pilots, just go knock on Saudi Arabia's door. There are a ton of them. There were like 19 of them that went down on 9/11.
But they don't know how to land. That's the problem. They can take off and not
You didn't
land.
say anything about landing. You said,
The
can they fly?
The
Landing
turbine
is
got in the
gay.
way. The
Any
turbine
asshole
got in the
can
way.
land.
Okay.
So
Landing is
the
gay.
9/11 joke. Come on.
How
It
many
just
cam-
wrote itself.
No,
All right,
Hey,
we gotta
Manila.
move on.
Manila, knock, knock.
Who's there?
9/11.
9/11 who?
You said you'd never forget.
Oh.
Ted, I have a question for you. Does Iran use camels for their submarine force? Do they submerge camels? Is that how that works?
That's not my understanding. No.
No,
I don't in the chat.
Country.
If y'all know,
actually, I don't think there's a lot of camels anywhere.
I don't think Iran is a camel country. Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe it's possible, but they have a shared border with Turkmenistan, which does have a lot of camels.
Huh.
So it wouldn't be surprised if up
it's a
north
huge
there,
country.
there's some camels.
I mean, there's got to be some, but I think generally speaking, it's not like the UAE. Like when I landed there were like Bedouins still walking around with camels in 2008.
It's not
like that.
Yeah, it's not camel.
Yeah, it's not like that. All right,
all right. Let's move
on. Yeah, different kind of country. All right, I'm going to go to the motherland here,
Yay.
California, Ted. All the characters that we select that are selected to be politicians there. Eric Swalwell. So
oh god,
there are political scandals, and then there are just fucking political collapse, and we are at the ladder on Eric Swalwell, and I've been waiting for this, Ted. Waiting.
Have you?
Waiting. Oh my god, yes. He and I mean they're dying off, the older ones, but anyway, Eric Swalwell is one of the chief Russiagators, right? Like with a punchy face, just what a douchebaggery of a face. So what's unfolding around Eric Swalwell falls squarely into the second category, just full on collapse. A couple days ago, Swalwell was considered a serious contender and allegedly front runner. I don't know who would vote for him for California's gubernatorial race, because remember, Gavin Newsom is term limited out. Mm-hmm. He's done. Swalwell was looking to become the executive of the most populous state. He's a high-profile Democrat, national visibility, a lot of frequent media presence is an understatement.
Yes,
he loves the camera. A little too much, Ted, as the link that I shared with you guys.
Yeah,
he loves the camera a little too much. And then he had this campaign that positioned to, make him competitive in the most closely watched state race. Then these allegations surfaced, suddenly just awash with them this weekend. The first came from a former staffer. Don't know if it's from his staffer here in Washington or a staffer back home, because remember that Uvalde, Texas congressman, he stepped down from trying to get reelected because, his secret lover lit herself on fire last year. So I guess it's not that bad, Ted, because I don't think anyone died, but okay. This former staffer accused Eric Swalwell of sexual assault, describing an encounter where she says she was a little too inebriated to consent to the married congressman with 3 children. Within hours of her
however, hadn't she
up,
previously been involved in sexual hijinks with him? My understanding is that she, blew him, and then allegedly blew him, and then later on, basically got together with him again and got drunk.
She says this time it was too drunk.
Claiming that after, look, you could forgive a guy for thinking that a girl might be interested in him after his penis had been inside her mouth. I mean, it's not like the biggest. It's not really presumptuous, I'd say.
I agree. And to be fair with Eric Swalwell, I'm not a big Me Tooer. It's case by case. So if it proves out that she was having an affair with him before anyways, and this was like an ongoing thing, and then this one time she was a little too tipsy, you can't really claim Me Too, because the guy's just kind of like, oh, my side piece is a little drunk today. Like,
well, so, seriously,
I would give him the benefit of the doubt of that one.
Yeah, it's like, probably 50 to 75% of all sex in the United States involves drunkenness. It would really change our entire culture if that's all non-consensual.
Well, I might agree with that assertion if it wasn't for a few hours later that a slew of other people came forward with accusations,
Mm.
including from other women alleging inappropriate conduct and unwanted sexual advances. So, he's hitting on people. He's probably playing grab ass in the office. He's doing all of these like inappropriate things. Swalwell is denying all allegations, calling them false, politically motivated. But in modern politics, obviously, denial alone is not enough to stop the momentum. Once the story breaks, it takes hold, and that becomes the story. So the fallout was immediate. Not only did he, last night, at the end of the night, he issued a statement on his social media saying that he is withdrawing from the gubernatorial race. He has to, the typical cliches of I've got family stuff I have to deal with. Yeah, you do. Your wife wants to know, and your 3 children.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the endorsements immediately began to unravel. Political allies began distancing. I mean, these are like big name, especially in California, Democrats like Pramila Jayapal and all these other, like the big California Dems are all like, oh, we're friends, but we're not that close.
Now, Jayapal is she's a squatty, isn't she?
A squatty?
She's a member of the squad, no?
Oh, squatty, not squatty, like squatty.
Squad.
A squatter, a squat. Yeah. Oh, Aaron Gordy, thank you for the donation. Arian says, this Eric small dick is absolutely disgusting. How can it be that nearly all of our politicians, local or national, are disgusting monsters who take advantage of their power to hold over women? Oh, I guess there's a second part. That's one of 2. There's more.
Well, not all. I mean, Lindsey Graham.
That's right. Lindsey Graham has never been accused of molesting any lady.
Yeah, or even thinking about ladies.
No, he does not.
Except when he
that way.
masturbates. Yeah.
He does not think of women that way, Ted. We know that.
No,
we know
he's pure and noble of heart.
When it comes to women, yes.
For women, yeah.
He exalts them like his mother, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure. And Arian Gordy's part 2 says it's genuinely puzzling as to how these men are raised to act this way towards women, then cry slander, like Eric Swalwell. Shame, shame, shame. Withdrawing from the race seems to only solidify his guilt and the story. Well, I mean, I don't know, because can you still run for governor with this kind of, when you have like 4, 5, 6 women coming out and making these allegations against you, even if they were false?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You think?
I will give you 2 words.
So,
Bill Clinton.
Well,
don't forget, in 1992.
Bill Clinton, he is not.
But remember, in 1992, right? Like, he had one bimbo eruption after another, as they used to be called, right? What was there? There was Jennifer Flowers. There was, who were the other ones? There was Juanita Broderick. Although she was not really a bimbo eruption. She basically claimed, I think credibly, that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah. Paula Jones.
Paula Jones, right.
And then Monica.
Well, that was later. But like during the 1992 presidential campaign, he and Hillary had to go onto 60 Minutes and talk about it. And basically they got through it. They pushed through it in a very difficult campaign. But I would take the commenter's point that like once you withdraw, you have effectively affirmed the accusations. Although, honestly, you could be falsely accused and still feel like, well, okay, at this point, I have no more donors and I have no path forward, so I'm dropping out. But however, if I got to tell you, if you don't want that to be perceived as a tacit admission of guilt, then the only way to do that is to handle it is you drop out and you sue for libel.
And you clap back.
Yeah, when you sue for libel, something I know a little bit about, what you do is you expose yourself If you're lying,
Yes.
you're going to be caught and humiliated, and you're going to have to pay a lot of money. So, like when you file a claim, you'd better be fucking telling the truth. There's no better way to prove that you're either crazy or innocent than by filing a libel suit. So if these ladies are lying about him, and by the way, what are the chances of multiple ladies lying?
Right.
I mean, it's like Bill Cosby.
Well,
the first one, you're like, okay, maybe that didn't happen.
okay,
but
maybe, sure.
but once you have multiple people who didn't know each other, didn't conspire.
When you're beyond 2, that kind of starts not looking great on your side. But here's the other part, Ted.
Once, as my old friend used to say, once is an incident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times makes a pattern.
Well, I think we're up to 4 at this point. With
we're beyond pattern. Now we're into habit.
Yeah. And one of them, apparently, one of these women or incidents happened in New York City, in Manhattan, because the Manhattan DA has an investigation underway and is looking to bring charges. That's the latest on Eric Swalwell. So this is like criminal behavior. And
yeah, I mean, if a lady is drunk to the point of unconsciousness, and then you have your way with her.
So there's video. I'm not going to show it, even though it's like, because it's such a short, it's like a 2-second loop of a video. But apparently it's Eric Swalwell sitting on a bed with a prostitute, and you could see another man's legs next. The prostitute's wedged between a brunette prostitute. I shared it with the TMI team.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't really make anything out. But allegedly this was, Ted, what'd you call it? A devil's...
That's a Scott Stantis term. So there's the threesome with 2 girls, and there's the threesome with 2 guys, and Scott called it the devil's threesome.
So this would have been that, allegedly.
Although biologically, the devil's threesome makes more sense than the threesome that guys dream about. Biologically, like, a woman can keep going, but men need to recharge, right? So a woman can handle 2 dudes overnight, but it's harder for a guy to handle 2 ladies overnight.
Well, especially if she's a pro, like this woman allegedly
that's true.
was. This woman is a professional. But allegedly that brunette lady is not Eric Swalwell's wife. So
no. Well, they might have just been having a political consultation
with his tongue down her throat.
Of a focus group.
With his tongue down her throat.
He was checking her for Republican bugs.
So and he was very like rough with her, and she even looked a little startled in that very short couple of seconds. You guys can look this up on social media. I don't want to necessarily put that. It's too much work to put up there for it's a 2-second loop. Like, I don't know who published the video. I don't know if the prostitute knew who she was going with, or I don't know. But I can't verify the video, so I don't want to, necessarily put it out there myself. But I will say it's out there, and there's another man's pair of legs in there in jeans.
It's funny. What made me think it was probably legitimate was the low visual quality of it. So we're now arrived at a point where if you want to do fake news, probably low quality is going to be more credible than high quality.
Yeah.
To avoid that AI look.
And maybe Blue Thumke says, how Americans react to this while ignoring the Epstein files feels so bizarre to me. What am I missing? Isn't it so embarrassing that the Iranians are using Legos to deliver difficult messages regarding reality? Yeah.
Oh my God, I love those videos so much. I'm addicted to the Lego videos. I watch them every single day. There's multiple. These days, there's like 5 a day, and the turnaround time is incredibly quick. Like, very creative. Literally, like the blockade of the blockade is already up, and the songs are great. The songs are better than like most hip hop actually here.
I just gotta say, all these countries with like troll farms, because that's effectively what it is, right? It's like,
yeah, it is.
Like professional troll farms. You just hire a bunch of like 19-year-olds to make, 19-year-olds named Big Balls or something, right? To like Doge. to just make videos and like troll and spoof real life situations all day is pretty brilliant, because that is the meme war is the new war. I wish it was only that, Ted, unfortunately, but you know, when you have like
Well, yeah, that would be better.
200 little girls dying at school, that's
for no
pretty
reason.
shitty. Yeah. So, viewer Wandon wants to know where you watch them, Ted. The Lego videos.
On X.
Yeah. You find everything on X.
Well, a lot of people.
Eric Swalwell swapping
somehow
spit.
A lot of my fans always post them, so all I have to do is like look at my feed.
So there's that, Ted. So we still don't know who is going to take the helm in California. But maybe,
well, don't forget,
maybe the next story.
It's not a straightforward thing in California, right? Because they have ranked choice voting.
Right.
And the Republican Party is kind of like so weak. It's only about 25% of California voters. So basically you end up with this long list of people from both parties who end up running. And so let's say you have an important candidate, but like their vote could be split up by depending on who else runs. And you're going to have all these like, beef supreme kind of strange, like,
Speaking of beef supreme, it's like Katie Porter.
Yeah,
former Congresswoman Katie Porter, barf, from Orange County.
Speaking of people with interesting sexual proclivities, I have to admit I've always thought she was very attractive. But
no, I think you're confusing who Katie Porter is.
Katie Porter is the who am I thinking of?
Oh, it's not Ted, unless you have some very interesting fetish. Yeah.
No, so
isn't Katie Porter? Katie Porter is the overweight
she that Congress lady. Oh.
No.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Overweight lady with like the mom haircut, and she dumped a plate of hot mashed potatoes on her husband's head and yells at reporters for.
Sorry. Yeah, she's a psycho
that's
bitch.
Katie Porter.
She's like an Amy Klobuchar on acid.
Yeah, she's like a worse Amy Klobuchar. And
I gotta find. Yeah, this is not. It's another
that
Katie
woman might
who was forced to resign from Congress because she and her husband were doing like. Remember, we're like doing OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, I forget who. She's not from California though. She's from the East Coast. That one.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay. Like Virginia or something like that.
Virginia, I think. Somewhere out here, I think she was running not for a governor's seat, but like a Virginia House seat or something. Yeah, but she's an attractive. Yeah, she's an attractive lady. But Katie Porter in California, no, unless Ted, you be into the larger ladies, which they need love too. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying I don't think I know you, and I don't think that's your type. Well, I know you,
especially the fact that she's mean,
and she's awful. She's awful. Yeah. She literally abuses her husband.
I'm really anti-mean. Like mean is really bad.
Abusive to her husband. She literally abused him with scalding hot mashed potatoes. She literally she's like Brigitte Macron mean. But worse.
She's a villain. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But this next story might elucidate who could maybe, I don't know, take the helm of California and thus the country, Ted. You ready for the next California story?
I'm ready.
I'm giving this one to you.
Yep. Let's do it. All former Vice President Kamala Harris had to do was mention elections, and audience members at a civil rights conference leapt to their feet and began chanting, "Run again, run again." Okay, how many drugs were in that water? I don't know. Harris smiled and shushed the thousands packed into, "Hush, I'm speaking," she must have said, "I'm speaking," into a hotel ballroom for the Reverend Al Sharpton's annual National Action Network convention, then said later what many wanted to hear, "I'm thinking about it." It was one of her most explicit signals yet that she could mount a political comeback in response to Sharpton asking whether she'd seek the presidency in 2028. Some Democrats and pundits have expressed skepticism about whether Harris should mount, a national comeback after her bruising loss to Trump in 2024. But the warm reception she got from a crowd of mostly black voters shows why she could still be a formidable force in Democratic politics. She appeared on day 3 of a 4-day event in which Sharpton paraded a host of Democratic presidential hopefuls, past members of the organization from around the country. None got as big a crowd as Harris because, everybody stops to look at a car wreck. Harris's appearance was soon followed by a quieter crowd for Pete Buttigieg, former transportation secretary, who I still think is the top contender for the 2028 Democratic nomination. He drew polite response and then a standing O when he ended his time on stage by hinting he was planning to run again. He's definitely running. Sharpton introduced Harris with a glowing tribute to their long association, but was non-committal about his support for her. He also invited former Maryland Governor Wes Moore, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who is going to be a more formidable force than we thought, and Josh Shapiro, who is high if he thinks he's going to get anywhere after the shit he pulled with Gaza. Sharpton said he's not pushing anybody in 2028, and he thinks that Harris is a strong potential candidate. Yeah, that's a nice thing of him to say. Pointing out that he ran in 2004, he said that if I was somebody thinking about running, I would not calculate her out of the race. I would. High quality polling on Democratic preferences for 2028 have been sparse, and pollsters are reluctant to survey voters so early. Some polling shows black voters still like Harris, including a Washington Post poll that found 72% of black Democrats and Democratic leaners still like her. That compares with 50% for Newsom. Overall, U.S. adults were more likely to have an unfavorable impression of Harris, 52%, than favorable at 36%. But of course, first you have to get the nomination before you worry about the general. She's not running. She's not running.
Comments here. Maybe Blue Funke says, guys, those had to be paid protesters asking for Harris to run again. Seems staged. Did you see a bunch of Jimmy Kimmel audience members yelled at Kamala when she was on, and they edited that out of the show? And Well Dressed Nerd says they really like pretending like black people support Kamala. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
Yeah, they do like to say that.
They do like to say it's just when you're asking California because of the name recognition, obviously, and you're asking black California voters, and they're like, I guess Kamala Harris better than Newsom for president. I mean, because it all depends, right, on the way the question is asked and how it's, what your options are, how it's presented, and then you can kind of manipulate your answer.
Always.
That's first of all.
Yeah, but
how these polls work.
Look, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. She doesn't want to run. She's not gonna run. She was destroyed. Look, I think if I were advising her, I'd say, look, if you had runaway poll numbers, then do it. But you don't. The numbers just aren't there. She's not going to get donors. The donors who backed her last time got burned. So it's not even a question
didn't they run in the negative? Weren't they in the red at the end of the?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she had shit ton of money, Ted. A shit ton. Where did it all go?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing too. She ran a very undisciplined campaign. She spent a lot of money.
In 100
she paid
days.
way too much for consultants. And she basically, 108 days. She basically didn't show up much. She didn't, work very hard. She showed up the last few weeks, but I mean, can you imagine you have 108 days? And granted that if she told you, look, I had my back up against it. I only had 108 days to do this. I would be the first to say, you're right. That's a major challenge. All the more reason to drink five or six pots of coffee and get going and do like 75 appearances a day. And, you'll sleep when you're dead. But that's not how she handled it.
She didn't do that. No, she didn't do that.
No.
She went on a few podcasts and not even the big ones. And certainly not any adversarial ones.
Yeah, she refused Rogan. Rogan's, by the way, not really adversarial. It's kind of like a lie
No,
to say that he's like a right winger. It's not true.
it's not true.
It's like
It's not true.
and also I don't think I don't really think he's a hard
No,
interviewer. I mean, I think he's a
no.
softball interviewer. I'd have very little fear of appearing on Rogan.
Yes.
I'd be far more worried about showing up on Charlemagne the God. If he's going to toast me if he has the chance. So
He's
like
zesty.
he's going to have the tough question. All the more reason to go on with him, by the way,
Right,
to
but
show
she
that you
wouldn't.
have what it takes.
She did go
Yeah,
on, and I think he did. He softballed her. But anyway, I'm
yeah,
gonna
he
I'm
did.
gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put this out there, and I know we got to move on, but I'll just put this out there. I'm gonna say that maybe she is open to running and doesn't care about the outcome because Ted, as you and I know, when you are a candidate and you have these PACs behind you, all the
Mm.
money that comes into your coffers, whether you spend it or not,
You get to keep.
bingo. So maybe
Yeah,
she doesn't care
and
about
you
the
also get
outcome.
to be a power broker for the money you don't get to keep. You can give it to other candidates, and so it's like you get to have a bunch of new best friends. I don't think she's going to run. I mean, honestly, I think it's like it was so humiliating. Like, why put yourself through that?
You
Besides which,
really think she has any
little
space to save?
little Petey has it in the bag.
Little Petey does not have. You're nuts if you think it's gonna be Newsom. It's gonna be Gavin Newsom.
No, it's not Newsom.
2028.
You're forgetting. Okay,
Newsom.
okay. I'll tell you why it's not.
He's
Newsom.
not gonna win.
You're gonna. No, I'm
He's not
talking
gonna
about the
win,
nomination. I'm telling
but
you
the
why it's not
nomination.
Newsom, and you're going to agree with me. 2 reasons. Numero uno, he is cis, straight, white, male. Democratic Party does not like that anymore. They're against
I
that,
know.
right? It's like we have to make history no matter what, even if it means losing. Number 2, he is from California, which has a
No,
bad reputation, whether right or wrong. It has a reputation of being a poorly run shithole state. And when you're a
we've had 2
governor,
presidents in there before.
yeah, but it didn't have the reputation of being a poorly run shithole state back then. So yeah, you know what I mean. So,
No, I agree with all that, but
wait, are you
if you're going
counting
to talk about
Nixon
who's
as a Californian?
qualified, yeah, he's
Are you
from
counting?
Gerbelinda.
Yeah, okay, but he wasn't
Yeah, he's
governor.
born and raised.
But when you're a
But he was born.
governor, you are now.
He's in
Bill
California.
Clinton, Jimmy Carter was well. His tenure as governor of Georgia was what was respected. Dukakis
No, we're not
lost in
talking about
part because he was not viewed as a good
governors,
governor of
though.
Massachusetts.
No,
We're
I'm
talking about
just
a
saying.
governor. I mean, what are you talking
But
about?
Mayor Pete's not a governor. He's a
No,
fucking
Mayor
mayor.
Pete has the gay. And also the other thing is every American presidential
And a
election,
shittily run town.
every presidential, but that nobody has ever been to. So therefore no one knows. It's like Bill Clinton with
Robbie
Arkansas.
wants to weigh in on Mayor Pete.
Arkansas was a shithole, and nobody knew because nobody ever goes to Arkansas from the national media. So I was shocked the first time I went to Little Rock, and I'm like, oh my God, like the governor of this place was allowed to become president of the United States. That's shocking. But it was too late. He'd already been.
Well, Little Rock, in fairness, is not Arkansas. It is.
It's the capital.
It just simply exists. But I get it, right? But I mean, if you get outside of Little Rock and go to the small towns and stuff, it's actually a good place, honestly.
Huh. Okay.
So,
All right. Well, I just went to Little Rock, and it's
someone
you wanted to weigh in on Pete.
Yeah, well, Pete's not going to get it, okay? Because sure, he's a sword swallower. Democrats might like that. They probably like getting up the butt. But if they're in the interest of winning elections, they're going to run with Josh Shapiro because he will run to the right of J.D. Vance if J.D. Vance, and that's a big if, gets the nomination.
The base will never allow. The base will not allow the butcher of Gaza, Josh Shapiro, to be the nominee.
You assume that they have a say. They
don't remember. Don't forget the rebellion, the uncommitted movement in 2024 over Gaza. The base has not forgotten this.
And again, it doesn't matter because that's already baked in. What they're going to do,
if they were going to go for a Jewish guy, they should have gone for Bernie.
Well, Bernie's
Yeah.
an idiot. Bernie's
they
a
missed
moron
that
who's never
one.
had a job, and also he wasn't signing artillery shells and bombs to be used
That's
to
right.
kill kids. So that doesn't
Well,
really
look.
Well, that's
apply.
kind of my
Al,
point.
Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton has. I'm not going to say the Midas touch, but it does help of his race baiting ass. And he's anointing. He says he's not, but he's kind of anointing Kamala. So
No, stop.
Kamala has got no future, except for maybe OnlyFans. I mean, she's done. Okay, and politically, she's finished.
I think cooking show.
Academia. I'm telling you, she's going to be the president of
Cooking
some
show.
or like the provost. She'll be the provost of like some shitty college.
She's black
retarded.
and Indian.
Like
She's
Bennington.
black and Indian. Can you imagine the
She'll be the
yummy
president of
foods that she can?
Bennington College.
Okay,
All
so
right,
what?
let's move-
Okay, so
let's
she's
move on.
Blasian. Who cares? Mark my words. They will run Ben Shapiro if JD Vance somehow
No way.
defeats. If JD Vance
you're
somehow gets,
wrong.
No.
if Vance wins, they will run him to the right as a national security guy because he supported fighting those dirty Islamists over there.
Well,
and
then
supporting
JD
our best
Vance
friend
will
Israel.
win. JD Vance will win then.
Handily.
I don't think so.
Well,
I think
yeah.
Rubio is the guy. I think that Rubio is who Trump
Rubio?
is going to support.
Wait, no, we're talking about Democrats here.
No, I
Speaking
understand
of
that.
homosexuals,
But I'm talking about in the matchup, and I could 100% be wrong here.
You're saying it would be Shapiro versus Rubio?
Rubio, if JD Vance wins, if he actually is the heir apparent,
I mean,
Shapiro
he's the heir
will run.
apparent.
I don't think he is. I think he's out of favor.
who's out of favor?
JD Vance, because he's too squishy-washy. He doesn't say anything. That's his problem. The reason why he's underwater on polls.
Well, the question
because,
the question is twofold. Does MAGA sort of still have a hold on the GOP? And then
No.
second, post Trump, and secondly, who is the heir to MAGA?
Well, it depends on how you define MAGA. If you are looking, if you're looking for the Mark Lebens, they're calling themselves MAGA now. They are all in on. They're all in for Rubio, and they're the ones who are whispering in Trump's ear, and they're the ones who are saying that
you're
Vance is
right.
dragging
I've
you
seen
down.
that.
Yeah,
I've observed
All
that,
right.
but I think it's just
All right,
they're
let's
raising
leave
a
it there.
trial balloon to see if anyone salutes. Anyway, go.
Yeah, it's
But-
still
but-
early enough. Let's see.
No,
I don't know.
Mayor,
The Democrats have a shit stable. They have nobody in the farm club to pull from.
they
So-
are going. They will run.
They're
Shapiro.
going for Little Pete because they can make history with like the first gay nominee for president. And
No.
here's here's the guys.
Okay, is
he
it more
is
important to
by
be gay
far-
or is it more important to be gay or Jewish?
Or
In the
electable.
Democratic Party, gay.
Yeah.
And I think being Jewish is actually kind of like an impediment.
So
Yeah,
I would
they
say
need,
that
so they need a gay Jew then. Run
no, I don't
Big
think they're
Ruben.
going to go
Somebody
for
to
gay Jew,
appear, but I don't.
But I think what's
so.
going to happen, the reason I think Buttigieg is the guy is because he's so fucking articulate. Post Trump, that's going to feel so good.
Maybe.
The way that Obama was so articulate compared to Bush, that felt really good.
Listen,
That's a
if I
little bit.
if I ever had the chance to debate
can't win.
Buttigieg, I would destroy him in a debate.
I don't
on
think he's that
facts.
articulate. I'm not that impressed by him.
No,
I mean, sure, he
Buttigieg
has-
is very articulate. He's very calm, very articulate, talks really nice. He does.
But he doesn't
He's
say anything.
adorable.
Smart guy.
But he doesn't say anything.
Adorable.
That's the problem. He doesn't. Listen, you can come out with $1 million vocabulary
I'm not on Team
and
Pete, by the
and
way.
you
I'm
can
just
spin
saying.
something, but that doesn't mean
He's
that
a
you're able
right-winger.
to actually address a topic. He cannot do that. What is his record?
He's a little Weasley on. He's
What was
wishy-washy.
Trump's record?
Anyway.
He'd never run for anything. I mean, that's neither here nor there.
He ran as an insurgent. Ben
Yeah.
Shapiro.
Right.
I mean, no, so what's Mayor Pete going to run on?
Petey's,
Getting up the
He'll
ass,
run on
getting his prostate
he'll run
tickled.
on being gay. He'll run on being gay.
No one cares.
That gets him the nomination, not the victory, but it
right.
gets him the
We're
nomination.
looking at nominations. We're
No,
looking
We're
at
not talking
nominations.
about
No, I
He needs
get
the
that.
general
nomination.
here.
No, I get that.
But Kamala's flirting with it because
inside the
I think she
Democratic
wants the
Party-
money.
Look, they loved the whole Kamala thing, the joy and all that stuff. Like,
God.
look, she's got dark skin and she's female.
Listen.
Look, we made history. Even though she's doomed to lose, we made history.
She wants money.
That's their
That's it.
shtick.
All right, we gotta go.
If the economy implodes, is that actually going to matter? If gas prices are $4.60 a
What
gallon,
does that have to do with Little Pete?
We're talking about the DNC.
No, I understand
The
that, but
DNC doesn't give a
I mean,
shit.
no, you still got to win elections, supposedly, right? Or they just don't even matter at all anymore.
No, they don't matter anymore.
Then why pretend this is a democracy?
Democrats seem happy to just filibuster, and that's enough, and collect money in their coffers
And
at
lose.
this point.
Then they're one Shapiro.
And continue to lose.
If you're going to go down with the ship, go down getting that sweet APAC loop.
They're not. Now, Josh Shapiro is like lucky to have the job he has now.
Here, Abby, I'm going to send you back. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Over to the other big election, the pro-EU Tisza party, the victory over Prime Minister Viktor Orban in the Hungarian elections means that the country has essentially been taken over by the Soros network, according to Elon Musk. In a post on X on Monday, Musk lashed out at Alexander Soros, the son of billionaire George Soros. Soros is, I guess, the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
And the chair of the board of directors of the Open Society Foundation, OSF, who wrote something nasty about me many years ago, who celebrated Orban's fall as, quote, a resounding rejection of entrenched corruption and foreign interference, says the OSF. Quote, Soros organization has taken over Hungary, the SpaceX and Tesla owner says. In a separate post, Musk responded to a post by a user on X who listed figures who cheered the result, among them former U.S. President Barack Obama, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Ukrainian, I guess, President Volodymyr Zelensky, and other EU officials writing, this should tell you everything. Musk replied with 100% emoji. Yes, if all those people are in agreement, like that they're happy that Orban is out, something is wrong in my book. I agree with Musk on this. Musk's comments came after Peter Magyar's conservative Tisza party secured 138 seats out of the 199 Hungarian parliament seats with 53.6% of the vote, while Orban's right-wing Fidesz took just 55 with just under 38%, with an extremely high voter turnout of almost 80%. That's unimaginable in America. Though conservative in profile, conservative in name only, I would say, Tisza.
Well, they had 80% turnout because they have multiple parties there, Manila. So
yes, there's
when
more,
you have more than
two
shit-ass parties, you need like 17 shit-ass parties. Then, you know.
Fair. There's a shit-ass for everybody. Tisza has pledged to dismantle core pillars of Orban's policies, drawing once again closer to the EU and NATO. Orban, who will see his 16-year tenure as prime minister come to an end, has long clashed with Soros, who was born in Hungary, accusing him of fomenting woke ideologies, liberal internationalism, and an intention to turn native Europeans into a minority through, quote, an invasion of immigrants. The Soros Foundation, or founded Open Society Foundations, has a strong footprint in Hungary. Between 2016 and 23, the network spent almost $90 million to fund Hungarian-based organizations, and in 1 year, prior to the 2022 parliamentary elections, they gave a record $17 million, according to Center for Fundamental Rights. Hungary received nearly double the OSF's average of $19 million per country across Europe and the post-Soviet region, with at least 153 organizations benefiting from Soros's financial support, according to this report. The OSF was essentially forced to leave Hungary in 2018 after Orban passed the so-called Stop Soros anti-migration legislation. Critics have argued that despite the move, the OSF continues to influence Hungary's domestic political scene through alternative routes. Well, we know that. It's a very sophisticated network of different little organizations. And the Soros people have all kinds of other ways to launder their money, if you will, through, 501c3s and then this kind of 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, multi-number and alphabet agencies. And then some are backed by the U.S. government. And then, so that's how the Soros money works, including here, like in where I'm at in Northern Virginia, local elections, and our DA is Soros funded. His money is everywhere. So I I agree with Elon Musk. I don't think it's a great thing if you're interested in your sovereignty of your own country, like Hungary, because the new guy is going to turn Hungary into another NATO and EU biatch. You're just going to be another lapdog with no say for no sovereignty for your own country. My opinion, I think.
We shall see.
And then man-child, thank you.
We should probably skip the last story. Can we kick it till tomorrow?
Yes, it's a funny story. Ted's got to go. Man-child, thank you for the donation. Man-child says, considering Vance stumped for Orban and failed in peace talks, does that point to his flaccid influence on the world stage? Yes, it does. And Arian Gordy, thank you again for the dono. Magyar translates to Hungarian.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
So it's literally like your name
Dude's
is like
name is Peter
Bob
Hungarian.
Hungarian. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really funny.
Hopefully
It's like I want to be called Ted America.
Okay, I didn't know that. Hopefully the Hungarian population benefits, but doesn't seem like he's much different from the previous leader in terms of energy policy. And also Magyar, oh, no, it's the same thing. It's just a duplicate. Okay, I did not know that. That's what his name was, but he seems more Eurocentric rather than Hungarian-centric.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah, Orban was. Anyway, we got to run today. I'm on baby watch. So
enjoy.
So adios, amigos. We'll see you tomorrow. If I'm not here for whatever reason on any day, just assume I went into labor.
We'll assume that. Yeah. And then you'll have to deal with me and Robbie or me and Scott or whatever. All right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.